I'll be proposing a way we can break down food faster for energy.
All living things eat, including us humans. It's habitual, enjoyable, and necessary. We need lipids to store long-term energy, proteins to build muscle, and carbohydrates for immediate energy. But it takes a long time before we can actually do anything with the food we eat because breaking it down requires so much energy. Although it'd be pretty cool to see an entire chicken nugget swim through the bloodstream casually, it's not possible. Our food is way too big to be absorbed, and it can't directly be used. Sorry. This brings us to the digestive system. Our model includes 8 organs: the mouth, the esophagus, the stomach, the liver, the pancreas, the small intestine, and the large intestine. The journey starts here in the mouth, where the digestion of larger carbohydrates, or starch, such as bread, potatoes, and rice occurs. A biological substance called an enzyme is used to speed up the process of digestion by lowering the amount of energy required to break down the foods. In this case, the salivary glands in your mouth secrete amylase in order to break down starch into maltose. The partially digested food in your mouth, known as bolus, then travels down the esophagus through a process called peristalsis, where muscles contract and relax in order to push the food down. Once bolus moves towards the stomach, the brain then signals for a release in gastric juice to break down proteins. The low acidity of gastric juice is favored by pepsin, which is an enzyme that breaks down polypeptides, or proteins, into smaller chains of peptides, also known as dipeptides. After an amount of time, these dipeptides then break down into amino acids, which are then able to be absorbed by the body. Yay! Fun fact, because gastric juice is so acidic, it also breaks down pathogens, which are harmful organisms to the body and are responsible for making you sick. So really, the 5-second rule does not apply. Your food is still contaminated after falling on the ground, it's just your stomach doing you a favor. After the stomach, the remaining bolus then travels to the small intestine to be fully digested and then absorbed into the bloodstream to finally be carried to other regions of the body. Remember maltose? Well, maltose is not able to be absorbed right away because it's still too big. Therefore, we need additional enzymes maltase and dextrinase to break down maltose into glucose. Now it can be absorbed. Lipids are broken down by lipase, which is another enzyme secreted by the pancreas, as well as bile, which is an emulsifier from the liver that helps break down lipids into smaller pieces since they are not water-soluble. The breakdown of lipids results in fatty acids, typically 3, and glycerol. Other enzymes known as endopeptidases such as trypsin and chymotrypsin also exist in the small intestine to help break down short peptides into amino acids. The small intestine has specific structures known as villi on the epithelium, which is the outermost layer of the small intestine. And on the villi, there are microvilli, which are like strands of hair. These structures exist in the small intestine to increase the rate of absorption by having a larger surface area, a thin membrane and capillaries that are closer to the surface, as well as having a lacteal, which helps absorb fatty acids and glycerol away from the small intestine. Anyways, then leaves the body via the large intestine as poop.
You know what? You just take my bank account. And that, my friends, is how you make a pitch.